Given the other key executives gone before, this isn't too much of a surprise?
One thing that is potentially different here is whether or not he will cooperate. That has not been ascertained yet, according to this scoop by our own Ava Benny Morrison, who has really been reporting on Ryan Salame's role in this for many months now. Remember, when the initial issue had come to the fore in the Bahamas, it was Ryan Salame himself who had really brought the case to Bahamian officials, very specifically that customer funds may have been commingled. And so to come back around in this fashion is quite interesting, because even though he may plead guilty to certain charges, criminal charges, it's not clear what his level of cooperation will be.
Well, the timing is interesting in particular because Sam Bankman-Fried himself, I think, is scheduled to stand trial 1 month from now. Does that contribute to that court case?
It certainly could. And remember, the other folks at Alameda and FTX who have already come forward, they are cooperating. And so we know that whether or not he does testify, it definitely adds another element to this trial. Remember, I just kind of want to talk about their relationship for a moment here, because I had a lot of my own reporting around it. I had interviewed actually both men right before the collapse of FTX. I spoke to Ryan Salame just a week or so before. The interesting thing about both Ryan and Sam Bankman-Fried here is they were not always in the same place. Ryan was back and forth between the D.C. suburbs and Bahamas. When I spoke to the people around them, I was always told that they kind of kept separately. You had Ryan Salame really donating to the tune of $24 million to Republican candidates when Sam Bankman-Fried was donating to tens of millions to Democratic candidates. They seem to have some pivotal differences. So Ryan Salame's role in all of this is certainly interesting leading up to this trial, though still very early to tell exactly what that would be.
Interesting, those political donations. You remind us, prosecutors withdrew the campaign finance law issues being alleged at these particular men, right?
Part of this issue here also was how the money was used, to the point you're making. And the campaign finance violations was a definite worry here until those violations were withdrawn. But remember that they still are a big question mark about the role of cryptocurrencies in Washington and why these senators had taken the money in the first place. What was the ultimate motive? I'm going back to our initial reporting, because remember, it was not a little bit of money. Both of these men were donating almost more than anybody else in the most recent cycle. And I'm just going back and looking to remember here, Ryan Salame, there were some pro-crypto, very clearly pro-crypto candidates that he was giving to, make no bones about it. Remember, when Sam was giving, he mostly said that this was a matter of pandemic preparedness and altruism, effective altruism, but not a matter, as Ryan had said more explicitly, about crypto. Ryan had also had donated to, very plainly here, a lot of candidates with ties to Donald Trump. They had different rationales for why they gave. And so it's kind of hard to tell at this point what the motive was.